With spring training just around the corner, we're taking a closer look at major change by Major League Baseball, which announced in December that it would finally include the records and statistics of the 7 Negro leagues that played in the early 20th century as part of MLB's statistical history. A new project by our partners at 538 shed some light on some of the former Negro League players who will now be Major League statistical stars. Victor Oquendo has this story.
For more than a century, professional baseball has given fans countless memorable moments and players. Joe DiMaggio's 56-game hitting streak, Ted Williams batting .406 for a season.
He hit that one into the next county.
Hank Aaron breaking Babe Ruth's home run record. But until recently, that long history hasn't told the whole story. Black baseball players were left out of the major leagues in the early 20th century, so they organized their own teams. In 1920, Andrew Rube Foster gathered other team owners and formed the Negro National League, the first organized league for black baseball players, later joined by the Negro American League and other regional leagues. Legendary players like Satchel Paige, Josh Gibson, Oscar Charleston, and Cool Papa Bell helped the Negro Leagues maintain its popularity and would themselves become Baseball Hall of Famers. But 1947 marked a turning point when Jackie Robinson appeared in a Major League Baseball game as a member of the Brooklyn Dodgers, breaking the league's color barrier. Soon, more black baseball players would join the newly integrated MLB, leading to the decline and eventual end of the Negro Leagues. And for decades, all that had been accomplished in the Negro Leagues would not be considered Major League. But this past December, Major League Baseball announced that the Negro Leagues would finally be given Major League status along with their statistics and records. Now Negro Leagues pitching great Satchel Paige will have his accomplishments added to those from his MLB career. And one change is likely coming to the record books. Former catcher Josh Gibson will have baseball's best single-season batting average, hitting .441 in 1943. At long last, this major omission corrected, a major change for the major leagues. For ABC News, I'm Victor Oquendo.
Major changes indeed are thanks to Victor. And for more of this, we're joined now by Sean Gibson, the great-grandson of Negro League all-time great slugger Josh Gibson. And he's also the executive director of the Josh Gibson Foundation. Thank you so much for joining us.
For having me.
So you are, your great-grandfather is already in the Baseball Hall of Fame for his storied career, but how significant was it for you and your family that Major League Baseball made this move to finally honor Negro League statistics as part of Major League Baseball's history? And what do you want to see happen next to make this a reality?
Well, yeah, well, number one, it was a great honor for our family and the other families of Negro League players. You know, it was something that we felt was long overdue. But we always considered Josh Gibson a major leaguer anyway. It's just now that he's recognized in the Major League Baseball stats. And moving forward, we just want to know what's going on. I mean, right now, Major League Baseball made the announcement, and we were kind of up in the air what's the next direction. And so hopefully we'll find out soon when these stats will be officially included into the record book. So that's one of the things we're waiting on right now.
And what do you say to critics who say that it's really difficult to incorporate Negro League statistics, that it's apples to oranges because it was different competition or different lengths of seasons between the major leagues and the Negro Leagues?
Well, you know, you're always going to have critics no matter what, no matter what it's going to be about, whether it's Negro League baseball or something else. You know, I will say this for the critics. I mean, we all know Josh Gibson had a great career in the Negro Leagues. I mean, he's considered one of the greatest baseball players of all time. And so, you know, for the critics, it's just mainly proving them wrong is that Josh Gibson now is going to be considered one of the greatest baseball players of all time. And, Josh played at a time where blacks weren't allowed to play in the majors. And so now that Major League Baseball finally recognizing that and going to include their stats into their record books, it's a great honor for our family.
And what about those who say, though, that this is too little too late by Major League Baseball for the Negro League stars who were denied the right to play in the major leagues?
Yeah, you can say it's too little too late, but I guess everything is about timing. The one part about it is that, all the great players who paved the way for these great Negro League stats, they're all gone. They're all dead. And so, but, I'll give it up to the historians. This is a lot of work that was done, over 20 years of research. And so for these guys to come up with this research over 20 years, about 75%, 80% of the stats they collected So, you can always say too little, too late, but it's all about timing. And right now, we'll take it.
Our colleagues at 538 have done a really deep dive looking at the statistics of Negro League stars. Who are some of the names of the Negro League players who should become as well known as Babe Ruth or, say, a Mickey Mantle?
Oh, yeah. I mean, 538, they did a great job. Of course, besides Josh Gibson, you got Satchel Paige, you got Oscar Charleston, you got Buck Leonard, you got Turkey Stearns. I mean, all these great baseball players will be included into Major League stats now. And so, what 538 did, I read their article this morning, and they did a phenomenal job comparing Negro League stats, Negro League baseball players, to Major League Baseball players with their stats. So I will say this, a lot of people know about Josh Gibson and Satchel Paige, but there's a lot of other great Negro League baseball players that will definitely be recognized through these stats when they come out.
And lastly, you're also leading an effort to have the MLB Most Valuable Player Awards named after Josh Gibson. Why is that so important to you, and has the MLB been receptive to the idea?
Well, it's very important to me and my family, and also Negro League, and also the other Negro League families. As I stated earlier, Kennesaw Mountain Land is denied African Americans the opportunity to play baseball. And so if Josh Gibson was be able to rename the MVP award after him, it would not just be about Josh Gibson. It would be about the 3,400 men that were denied the opportunity to play in the majors. Major League Baseball, it's up to the Baseball Writers Association. And so we're hoping that they take that in account of Josh Gibson's accomplishments, as well as the other great players.
Sean Gibson, thank you so much for your time. And for more on this, be sure to check out the incredible work by our colleagues at 538. Check it out at 538.com.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.